Hey friends, welcome to new video of Microsoft Office tutorials. Friends, in this video we will learn how we can prepare such a timesheet that is fully automated in addition to easy to manage. So what will be our action plan? In first 1 to 2 minutes we will see the sample timesheet and we will also see how that timesheet is fully automated. Then we will move toward learning that timesheet. So here you can see we have here sample timesheet that we need to learn in this tutorial. This timesheet you can see is for employee named as John Carter for month of August 2018. This timesheet first column contains dates from 1st August 2018 to 31st August 2018 and next column contains name of respective days on these dates. Next four columns are for input. We need to give input to this timesheet in these four columns, that is time in, break in, breakout and time out. And next four columns are for our output. Timesheet will give us this output automatically when we will give input to this timesheet. So and next here you can see this is final output of this timesheet, that is gross salary for this employee for these days worked with net salary including net salary deduction and overtime. So now we will see how this timesheet is fully automated. Here you can see as this timesheet is for month of August 2018. So here are dates of complete month of August, and here I suppose that this employee named as John Carter has day off on Sunday. So these all Sunday in this timesheet are highlighted, and this is also by automation. So let me see, suppose we want to prepare timesheet for month of September 2018. Just we need to change this first date of this month. What we will do, we will just date from 1st August 2018 to 1st September 2018, and when I will press enter, you will see now I press enter, and here you can see all dates have been changed from August to September, and here month name is also changed from August to September 2018, and here these Sunday in this month of September are also highlighted here by automatically. I don't do anything, I just change this first date of this month. And now next thing, we need to provide here input in these four cells, and this timesheet will give us this automatic total hours worked, standard hours worked, and deductible hours and overtime hours, and here this gross salary will also be automatic. So let me show you. For example, these are standard duty hours. Duty starts at 8 a.m, break starts at 13 o'clock, or 1 p.m, break ends at 14 o'clock, or 2 p.m, and duty ends at 17 o'clock or 5 p.m. So according to this standard duty hours, we just suppose that on date 5 September 2018, this employee John Carter came in office at 8 o'clock, go on break on 13 o'clock, and come back from break on 14 o'clock, and go to home from work at 17 o'clock. And here you can see this will show us total hours worked are 8 hours, standard work hours are 8 hours as he worked same as standard hours, so there will be no deduction and no overtime. And suppose this on 6 September 2018, this John Carter came late in office. So suppose that he came at 8:30, he go to break on same time 13 o'clock, come back on 14 o'clock, and go to home at 16 o'clock with maybe 40 minutes. So here you can see total hours worked in this 6 September 2018 by this employee John Carter is 6 hours and 10 minutes. You can see here a deduction of 50 minutes. How this deduction came here? Here 30 minutes he came late 30 minutes, and here he go back to home for 20 minutes earlier. So 30 plus 20, 50 minutes are total deduction. Here you can see this is deduction 50 minutes, this is standard hours. So here is no overtime for this month and this for this day, and here gross salary also changes automatically. So friends, now let's move toward making this timesheet. To make this timesheet from very basic level, we will just copy this format of this timesheet so that we don't need to prepare this format from start, and otherwise it will be time taking. And we will go to this blank worksheet, and we will paste here this format, and we will just remove all these formulas used in this format. And now what we will do, now we suppose that we want to prepare timesheet for month of July 2018. So what we will do, we will write here in first cell in date below this date header, we will write here 1st July 2018, and then we will extend this, or we will drag it down up to 31st July 2018, and here is up to 31st July 2018. And what we will do, we will just change format of these dates. To change format of these dates, we will go to this home tab and we will go here and we will go to more number formats, or we can simply use control plus 1 button, and then here we will go to custom. In custom we will just change date format from day dash 3 times m means month dash 4 times y mean year, and then we will go for OK. And here you can see this date format has been changed, and here as we need respective day name for this date, what we will do, we will use here text function. In text function we will use here first argument we will insert, as we need to drive day name from this date, we will select this and we will insert comma. And now format text format, as here we just want day name, and we will, what we will do, we will insert inverted commas. We will write 3 times d, that means day, and then again inverted commas, close bracket, and press enter. Here you can see this is day for this respective date, day name for this respective date, and we will drag it down again up to 31st July 2018. And now the thing is, as we need to connect, or we need to link this month name with this date, what we will do, we will again use here text function. And in text function, as we need to connect this month name with this date, we will select this value or this cell, and then we insert comma and again inverted comma, and now here we will write format that we need to drive from this date. As we need here just month and year, so what we will do, we will write 3 times m, that means month, and 4 times year, as we need just month and year, and then inverted commas, bracket close. And here you can see this is July 2018. So now just check that either this is connected successfully or no. We will just change this date from 1st July to 1st August 2018, and here you can see all dates. Sorry, I think this here actually just let me remove this all. Here actually we also connect these all dates with this first date. What we will do, as date behaves just like numbers, what we will do, we will insert here equal sign, and here is 1st August 2018, and as we need to write here 2nd August 2018, we will simply add here one more, and this will give us 2nd August 2018. And when we will drag it down, you can see here this is automatically updated up to 31st August 2018. And as we have been connected this this cell with this date, so you can see here is also August, and now we will again make here from August to July, and you can see here this days are also changed, and this month name is also changed. So now next step, what we need to do now, actually we suppose that this employee John Carter, you can see here in sample timesheet we suppose that this employee John Carter has day off on Sunday, and here in this timesheet we just suppose that this employee John Carter has day off on maybe Saturday. So what we will do, we will select this complete timesheet, and we will just include here borders, and and then what we need to do, as we need to highlight Saturday, as we have supposed that this employee John Carter has day off on Saturday, and so that we will highlight this Saturday, so that we know that on Saturday we don't need to insert that, or we don't need to give input, because there is no work on Saturday. So what we will do, as we have been selected this complete timesheet, we will go to home tab. In home tab we will go to conditional formatting. In conditional formatting we will go to new rule. In new rule we will come here, use a formula to determine which cells to format. So here we will use formula. What we will do, as we need to base this formatting based on these cells, means day names, so we will select this, and here we will just remove this dollar sign, because we want this formatting from start to end. Otherwise, if we will use this here dollar sign, this formatting will not come down to the rows. As now we have been removed this dollar sign, so this formatting will come from fixed 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so on. It will come down, this formatting will come down. So now what we need to do, as we need to base our formatting on these cells, so we have been selected first cell, and then we need to write equal. When here is Saturday, we want to format our this timesheet, so what we need to do, we need to write here Saturday. So this formula means when there is Saturday on in the cell, we want to format this complete timesheet. So which formatting we want to use. Maybe we want to highlight these all cells or this complete row in maybe in green color. So okay, and we will again go for okay, and here you can see wherever we have Saturday, the complete row is highlighted. So next step is to deal with these input cells and these output cells. These four are input columns and these four are output columns. Actually we need to connect these output columns with these input columns or cells. So here, as we need to give input data, here we just will copy from here standard duty hours, so that we know what are standard duty hours, and we will paste here our standard duty hours. So here in first July 2018 we will give just here input data as standard duty hours, so that it is easy for us to connect or link these output cells or output columns within these input columns. So here we need to connect total hours worked by this John Carter on 1st July 2018. So how we will connect this? What we will do, we will just insert here equal sign and we will deduct from time out to break out. Then we will add here equal sign, then we will deduct from break into time in. What this will show, this will give us time interval between these two work times and these two work times. As you can see, he came at 8 o'clock in office and he worked till 13 o'clock. So this will give us, when we will minus from 13 o'clock to 8 o'clock, this will give us time interval between these two times. And when we will also deduct from 17 o'clock to 14 o'clock, as if he came back from break at 14 o'clock and worked till 17 o'clock, when we will minus from 17 o'clock to 14 o'clock, this will give us time interval between these two times. And when we will add these two outputs from this and this will give us total hours worked in this date. And when we will press enter, this you can see this has given us 8 hours worked in this date. So we will just drag it down and see this is showing us 000, means here is nothing, so this is showing us 000. This is not a good thing. What we will do, we will write here, if maybe we will select this, if this cell is equal to blank, then we need here also blank, otherwise we need this calculation. So this formula says if F5 cell is blank, we also need here everything blank, otherwise if this is not blank, we want this calculation. When I will press enter and I will drag it down, you can see this is showing us 000. Oh sorry, this is showing us nothing. So next step is to bring here standard work hours. So what does mean standard work hours? Suppose on some days or on some dates this employee can work for more than 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, 10 hours or 11 hours. So we need to bring here the maximum 8 hours, because 8 hours are standard work hours that this employee need to work to get his gross salary without any additional overtime hours. So how we can bring here maximum 8 hours? So to bring here 8 hours, we will use here logical function, that is if function. In if function, because we will base or we will get our standard work hours, that is 8 hours from this cell or from this column. So we will use this if this cell or hours in this cell are greater than this standard work hours, then we need here just these standard work hours, not more than this, otherwise we need hours in this cell. So we will close this. So what does mean of this logical function? This logical function says that in this cell G5, if the work hours are more than this standard work hours, maybe if here are 9 hours, so logical function or if function will compare these 9 hours with these 8 hours, and when it will see these 9 hours are more than or greater than these 8 hours, then it will return us this 8 hours, that is standard work hours. Otherwise if this total work hours are less than these standard work hours, it will give us these work hours. Suppose if here are standard 7 work hours, then if function will compare these 7 hours with these 8 hours, and when it will see these 7 hours are less than these 8 that is standard hours, then it will give us these 7 hours, or it will return these 7 hours. So when we will press enter, you can see actually we also need to change format in this all 3 columns to time format. So we will go to home tab, and in home tab we will come here in more number formats in time. We will just select this number format, this time format. So here this is 8 hours. So actually one more thing, we need to freeze also this J2 cell, because when we will drag it down, this J2 cell will come down also. You can do this by using F4 button. Actually F4 button is not working properly on my keyboard, so I will do it manually and I will press enter. And when I will drag it down, you can see here is 888. It is also same thing that we did here. uh, just we need to use here one more if function. If function, in this if function we will say if this cell is equal to blank, we also to be here we also answer here blank, otherwise we want to use this calculation. So by using this if function, first if function, it will give us, if here is blank, it will also give us blank here. So when I will drag it down, you will see here is blank, so it will also give us blank. So now to make it some more clear, I will use here two more examples. Maybe here in 2nd July 2018, this employee came at 8 o'clock in office, go on break on 13 o'clock, come back from break on 14 o'clock, and go to home back from office maybe 19 o'clock. So here you can see this on 2nd July 2018, this employee worked for 10 hours, that is 2 hours more than a standard work hours he need to work on daily basis. So here in this column you can see this is giving us only standard hours, maximum standard hours. So here in next example we will suppose that this employee came late on 3rd July 2018 on 8:30 o'clock and go on break on 13 o'clock, come back from break on 14 o'clock and go home maybe at 16 o'clock. So here you can see how many hours he worked. He worked for 6 hours and 30 minutes. So standard hours are 6 hours and 30 minutes, because we said here we need maximum 8 hours. So if these hours total work hours are less than these standard hours, this will give us these actual hours worked if this is less than standard work hours. So in next column we need to insert here deductible hours. If here you can see here this employee worked less than standard hours, here should be, we should bring here hours that he worked less than standard hours, so that we can deduct from his salary. So which formula we should use here? We should use here if this cell or total hours worked in this cell is smaller than or equal to, sorry, actually if total hours worked in this cell is greater than or equal to this standard work hours, because you know here we need to make deduction. If he has worked more than this standard 8 hours or equal to standard hours, we don't need anything. So we will write here if this total work hours are equal to or greater than these standard work hours, we don't need here anything. Otherwise what we need, otherwise we need standard hours minus these actual work hours. So I will close bracket, I will press enter, and you see as here work hours, actual work hours are equal to standard work hours, here is nothing. So when I will drag it down, actually what is this happening, if this is greater than or equal to, actually actually we need to make here this, we need to freeze this J2 cell. So I will freeze this J2 cell, and then when I will drag it down, you will see as here you can see here this employee worked more than these standard hours, here is also nothing, and here you can see this employee worked 1 hour and 30 minutes less than standard work hours. So here is 1 hour and 30 hours that we need to deduct from this 2 days salary, sorry, from 3rd July salary. So here in our time hours, we should bring here hours whenever this employee work more than standard hours. Here you can see, for example, here this employee worked 2 hours more than standard hours, that is 8 hours. So here we should bring 2 hours. So how we can automate this also, we will use here if function, and in this if function we will say that if a total hours worked is less than or equal to the standard hours worked, we want here nothing. Otherwise we want here this total hours worked minus standard hours worked. So what does mean of this if function? This if function means if total work hours are less than or equal to the standard work hours, because you know if this employee worked equal to 8 hours, then he will get no overtime, or he will work maybe less than 8 hours, maybe 7 hours, he will not get overtime. So we will use here if these total work hours are less than or equal to these standard hours. Here we need nothing, otherwise we need here these total hours worked minus these standard hours. So we will press center, and actually here we also need to freeze this J2 cell. So I will freeze this J2 cell. Okay, and when I will drag it down, here you can see this is showing us here in this 2nd July 2018 this employee will get 2 hours overtime because he worked 2 hours more than these standard hours. So here is error. Why this is error? Actually the problem is, you can see here this is we are trying to deduct time from time. So when here you will see when this formula will find here nothing, and it will deduct from 0 to, it will deduct 8 hours from 0, it will show us error. So here we also need to add one more if function. If this cell is equal to blank, we want here blank, otherwise we want this calculation. So this formula, this first if function will give us blank, here blank or nothing, if here in this cell or in this column will be nothing. So I will drag it down and you will see here is nothing. So friends, here our actually our now automation is complete. Just we need to connect this automation with our calculation, salary calculation. So here what we can do, here we can write maybe details, here we can write maybe dollar, and here we need net salary, here we need deduction, and here we need overtime, and below we need total or gross salary. Now here we need to bring net salary. How we will bring net salary for the total hours, standard hours worked for this employee? We will just use equal sign, and we will use here sum function, and here we will sum or accumulate all these standard work hours for this month, and then we will close bracket, then we will multiply by 24. Multiply by 24 because we want to change, here we need to change this number format, this time format into numbers. Therefore we will multiply by 24. As you know, in one day there are 24 hours, so we will multiply here with 24, and then we will multiply by this hourly rate. So then when we will press enter, you can see here net salary for this employee for these 3 days work is $495. And here deduction, what is deduction? This is a same method for deduction. We will sum this, we will sum all of these hours in deduction, below deduction header, and then we will multiply by 24 to change it into numbers, and then we will multiply by this hourly rate. And here the one thing that you need to do, because we need to deduct this deduction from this total salary, we will insert here minus sign, so that our answer come into minus. Here you can see this is $33 that we need to deduct from this net salary. And next overtime is also same, we will sum it, and we will just accumulate or sum all these hours below overtime header, and then we will close bracket, multiply by 24, then we will multiply by this hourly rate, and you can see here this is total this is total overtime, and then we will just sum it, and you can see this is gross salary for these 3 days work. So friends, here the one more thing that you can do, if you want to check this gross salary deduction and this overtime separately for each day, you can just write here net salary, and here maybe deduction, and here maybe overtime, and here in net salary you just need to multiply by this total hours worked, multiply by 24, because we need to change these hours into numbers. Just we also need this format for this 3 columns, we will change format into numbers. So here you can see this has been changed into a 8 number, and then we will multiply by this 8 into this hourly rate. And so here you can see for 1st July 2018 this employee earned $126 net salary. Just we will also use here dollar sign. So here for deduction, for same procedure, we will just select the cell, we will multiply by 24, and then we will multiply by this hourly rate. And here actually thing is same, we need to lock this J3 cell, so that when we drag it down, this J3 cell remains same. And here actually we also need here one thing, this is if this cell is equal to blank, we want here blank, otherwise we want here this calculation. So when I will drag it down, you will see here is blank. So same is procedure here, if function, if this cell is equal to blank, we want here a blank also this cell, otherwise we want this calculation. What is happening? Just again we will write here if function, if this cell is blank, we want here blank, otherwise we want this calculation. So close bracket, and here again we need to freeze this J3 cell. When I will drag it down, you can see here deduction is 33 hours, and our time same procedure, we will write here if this cell of our time is equal to blank, we want here blank, otherwise we want to multiply this amount in hours in this cell with 24, and then with this hourly rate, and again we will freeze this hourly rate or this J3 cell, and close bracket, enter. And then you can see here he has deduction $44 on this he has deduction of $44 on 2nd July 2018. So you can also hide this. So friends, now your timesheet is ready. So now we just let me check, he came on maybe 9 o'clock, and he go on break maybe 13 o'clock, he come back from break maybe 14 o'clock with 50 minutes, and he go home maybe 17 o'clock. So here you can see he has worked for 6 hours and 10 minutes, standard hour 6 hours and 10 minutes, he has deduction 1 hour and 50 minutes. So here you also see this is automatically updated. So friends, this was our tutorial on automated timesheet. Please don't forget to give thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe our channel. If you don't understand anything in this tutorial, let me know. Please comment below, I will answer all of your questions. And at last, thanks for watching. Bye bye.